Today, we are going to continue the mathematical modeling and block diagram reduction, then signal flow graph methods. So, if time permits, we are also going to discuss the transient response analysis. Very good afternoon to all. Today we are going to continue the mathematical modeling techniques. Okay. So, just we recap the method of mathematical modeling. So, steps to what is mathematical model? Modeling of a system. Is nothing but the transfer function of the system, or sometimes called gain of the system. Gain. Okay. So, gain of the system. So, how to model a system? First step is understand the type of the system. So, understand and identify the type of system. Identify. Okay. Identify the type of the system. The type of the system. Then find the various laws governing the system. Find the various laws governing the system. Okay, governing the system. So what is the next step? So what are the various laws governing the system? Then find the mathematical relations. Find the mathematical relations involved in the system. Mathematical relations involved in the system. Okay. Then next step is make some assumptions and get the balance equations. Make some assumptions. Say initial condition equal to 0. Assumptions. Okay. Assumptions. And write the balance conditions. Balance conditions. Okay. Balance conditions. Then next is apply Laplace transfer function of the system. Okay, finally bring it to transfer function format. What is transfer function? So Laplace transform of output to the ratio between Laplace transform of output to Laplace transform of input with zero initial conditions. Right? So this is about mathematical model. So what is the purpose of this mathematical model? So using the mathematical model, we can simulate. Okay, the next step is to simulate, to realize the real system. Okay, model is the set of mathematical equation which describe the functionality of the real physical system. So if you once you model a system, you can do simulation. So what is simulation? Simulation is nothing but solving of mathematical equation. Solving of Okay, mathematical equation, that is model. Equation, that is model. So if you solve the model, more mathematical equation using computer, solving of mathematical equation using processor, using a computer or any processor, using processor. So this is called a model. Model and simulation is solving of mathematical equation using computer. Okay. So basically we have two types of system. One is mechanical system. Mechanical system. Other one is electrical system. We are going to briefly describe, study these two system only. Okay, electrical system. So in the mechanical system, there are two types. Okay, that is translational system, mechanical system. Other one is rotational mechanical system. Rotational mechanical system. In electrical system, series networks and parallel networks. Okay, there are two types of networks we are going to see. So series and parallel networks. So for the translational system, any complex mechanical system can be solved using three elements. The three elements are mass, dashpot, okay, dashpot, then spring. Okay, so dashpot sometimes represented by B or F. Okay, F. Better we describe using a B. So K. So K is the stiffness constant, spring constant of the system. Clear? So whereas in the rotational, the equivalent is J, moment of inertia. So moment of inertia. Then the rotational, it is same, but the rotational displacement. So here theta, here the displacement x, velocity v. Here the displacement is theta and the velocity omega. Here in translational force, in rotational it is torque. So omega is angular velocity. Similarly in the spring, okay, spring constant. So theta, angular omega, angular velocity, then torque, okay, torsion. So these are all mechanical system. So in electrical system, series network and parallel network. In series network, the basic elements for electrical system, any complex system can be modeled using the basic components, say RLC. Okay, RLC. So the basic components are R, L, C. So resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Using these three basic electrical elements, one can model the complex electrical system. Basically, we are going to study two types of electrical system. One is series RLC. Another one is parallel RLC. Okay. So today we discuss about series RLC circuits. So the series RLC circuits are L. So this is a series RLC circuit. So input excitation E of t. This is R, L, C. So when we consider series circuit, RLC circuit, when we consider series RLC circuit, so the voltage across resistance is VR. The voltage across inductor is V suffix L. The voltage across capacitance is V suffix C. Right? So here in the series, when we go for series RLC, first we identify I. What is the current flowing in the series circuit? Because current in a series circuit is same, whereas voltage drop varies from element to element. So that's why when we go for series RLC circuit, E of t, okay, E of t equal to VR plus VL plus VC. So you know that I is d phi by dt, d phi by dt. I equal to d phi by dt. So what is E of t? E of t is VR plus VL plus VC. Okay. So what is VR? Resistance, voltage across the resistance, I into R. What is voltage across the inductance? L di by dt. Okay, L di by dt. L di by dt. What is voltage across the capacitance? Vc 1 by C integral I dt. So we can also write this VL, voltage across the inductance, as L. Instead of I, substitute d phi by dt. So what do you get? L d square phi by dt square. Similarly, Vc equal to 1 by C. What is I? In Y is nothing but d phi by dt. d phi by dt. So what do you get? Integral of d phi is phi. So 1 by C phi. 1 by C phi. So the E of t, excitation in the voltage circuit equal to L this IR in terms of current IR plus L di by dt plus 1 by C integral I dt. Okay, this is about the series RLC circuit. The same expression can be also written as, instead of I, we have to replace by d phi by dt. So R I is nothing but d phi by dt. d phi by dt plus L d square phi by dt square plus 1 by phi by C. Phi by C. These are all the important relation for series RLC network. So what happened to parallel RLC? The parallel RLC. Parallel RLC circuit. Okay. In the parallel RLC, E of t resistance, inductance, then capacitance. Okay, capacitance. So capacitance. So here in parallel RLC, so each branch has different current. So let us consider this I suffix R, I suffix L. This branch current is I suffix C. So E of t equal to this. Actually, we have to consider the total current I. So in parallel branch, total current I equal to IR plus IL plus IC. IL plus IC. Here actually the voltage is nothing but change in rate of change of flux. V equal to d phi by dt. V equal to d phi by dt. So first, what is I? IR is, what is IR? Current through resistor, that is across the voltage. So excitation, voltage, right? What is the voltage excitation? So say E of t. So what is it? I by IR equal to this E of t divided by E of t divided by R plus what is I? What is IL? V by R or E by R? What is voltage current to the inductor? Current to the inductor is L dV by 1 by L. Current through the 1 by L dV by dt. Integral of V dt. Plus what is C? V by C into dV by dt. C into dV by dt. You see the difference here when you go for series network, the L, the inductor component current is a differential one. In the here you see the capacitor. When you go for capacitor element, this is involved in the integration. Whereas here difference. Inductor is in integral. Sorry, inductor is in integral path. The capacitance is in differential part. So derivative of V by this. So now you can replace V by d phi by dt. So I equal to E by R. What is E? E is nothing but sorry, that E and V, E of t or V one and the same. So here I equal to, I'm going to write 1 by R d phi by dt. V equal to d phi by dt plus, okay, 1 by L, 1 by L, integral V. So integral of d phi by dt plus C d square phi by dt square. So these are all the different forms of the modeling equation for the parallel RLC. So what is finally we are getting I equal to 1 by, so better we write in the descending order. Okay, so C d square phi by dt square plus 1 by R d phi by dt plus integral of d phi. What is integral of d phi? Just phi. So phi by here, phi by L. So these two are the two forms of RLC, parallel RLC circuit. Okay. Now we compare. Now we compare the mechanical system and the electrical system, that is called analogous. Okay, so analogous to so this is called a mechanical system. In the mechanical system, this is electrical. Please remember these relations. Electrical. Okay. In the mechanical itself, we can have two formats. One is similarly in electrical, there are two forms. This is translational. This is rotational. Here, series RLC network. So here, parallel RLC network. So when we consider a mechanical system, in the translational component, force is the force is the energy required to move the translational motion. Okay. In the rotational motion, the analogous is J, moment of inertia. Similarly, similar to the analogous to the force is in series network, it is voltage. In parallel network, it is current. Please remember, this is analogous. Okay. So analogous. Analogous between mechanical and electrical system. Okay, a force equivalent is in rotational, it is J. In okay, so the force is in the translational system. Rotational system, when it is rotational, in the rotational system, it is torque. So force, torque. Okay. So mass is the translational element. So mass M, it is the J, because a mass is moving with the velocity, it is called J. Okay. So mass, moment of inertia. So mass in the translational system, equivalent is equivalent rotational system is J. In the series network, the equivalent to the mass is inductor L. Okay. Similarly, for parallel network, it is C. How to identify this? You see here in the series RLC. In the series RLC, the second order coefficient. Okay, sorry, the second order coefficient. So d square phi by dt square, which is the second order coefficient L. So in mechanical system, the force equal to m d square x by dt square. Please, this by this way we can remember, plus b dx by dt plus what is k into x. So these are all the mechanical system components. So when we compare this thing with the electrical system, series electrical system, L d square phi by dt square, then plus R d phi by dt plus 1 by c phi, 1 by c into phi. Just the analogous equivalent to the mechanical and the electrical, instead of mass L, instead of B it is resistance, instead of K it is 1 by C. Okay, 1 by C. So mass in the translational system, the moment of inertia J, this is moment of inertia. Similarly, the dashpot B in the translational system is same as that of rotational system, whereas what is here in series RLC network? What is series RLC network instead of B? In the electrical system, it is resistance, right? Resistance. So resistance is equivalent. Okay. Similarly, if you see the parallel system, which is the coefficient of the d phi by dt 1 by r, 1 by r, 1 by r, right? So in parallel system, it is 1 by r. Instead of friction, here r, here 1 by r. So in translational system, it is velocity. Okay, velocity v. Whereas in rotational system, angular velocity. So what is angular velocity? Omega. So what is the equivalent in series network? See, angular velocity in the series network is current. So current in the series network. In the parallel network, it's V. That is the prime component, the voltage. Okay, voltage. So next is spring constant K. Spring constant K. That is same as that of in the rotational system. What about the series network? You see, you can see in the same discussion in the mechanical system, spring constant. In electrical system, it is 1 by C. So these two are analogous to each other. So in series network, 1 by C. Similarly, you see the parallel network. So what is here? In coefficient L, 1 by L, 1 by L. So the analogous for parallel network is 1 by L. The displacement, please, displacement x in the linear system. What is the displacement in a rotational system? Theta. What is the equivalent in a series system? This is flux phi. Okay, flux. So what is in the parallel system? Same flux. Same flux. Okay, phi. Parallel system also phi. So please remember these analogs between the mechanical system and electrical system. So if you remember this relation, then you can easily solve any mathematical relations. Okay. Let's see. Let's solve some small problems here. So while solving in the nodal method of analysis, let's see, let's do some modeling, some simple modeling between the mechanical system and the electrical system. One small problem, let's see. Find the obtain transfer function. Obtain the transfer function for the system better you have mechanical spring. B. So between these two, Y, here total displacement is, say, point A, point B, point C. So total is X. Okay, so total displacement is X. This is a K spring. This is the dashpot. So what will be the displacement of will make by the spring will be X minus Y. X minus Y. So what is the force due to the spring? Force due to spring F suffix K equal to K into the net displacement X minus Y. What is the force developed by the dashpot? B into the displacement across that. So force B equal to B into dy by dt. So which is input? Input is X, output is Y. Okay, input is X, output is Y. So what we have to do? We have to get the balance condition. What that F dy by, that is Fk equal to Fb, right? Fk equal to Fb. At the stable condition, Fk equal to Fb. So B dy by dt equal to K into X minus Y. So apply Laplace transfer function. So what do you get? S B Y of S equal to K X of S minus Y of S. So now bring a Y term to one side, X term to other side. S B plus K into Y of S equal to K into X of S. So you bring X of S to this side. So Y of S equal to Y of S by X of S equal to K divided by Bs plus K. So this is the transfer function of this system. Similarly, in a electrical system, say obtain transfer function of this electrical system shown in figure. So say let's see the simple network. Vi of t, Vi R C, the current rotating is I of t. So the voltage output V naught of t. So we have to model the system. So how to model the system? First step is identify the system. It's an electrical system. What are the basic elements involved in the electrical system? So R is the resistance, okay, in capacitance. So then laws, what are the various laws governing the system? Ohm's law, then Kirchhoff's closed loop, Kirchhoff's current law, sorry, Kirchhoff's voltage, that is loop. So Kirchhoff's voltage law is exists in the system. So write the balance equations. So Vi of t equal to I into R plus 1 by C integral I dt. Say equation number 1. So what is the next relation, mathematical relation here? What is V naught of t? So V naught of t is output is nothing but voltage across this capacitor. Voltage across this capacitor. What is voltage across this capacitor? 1 by C integral I dt. Okay, so we obtained two relations, two mathematical relations. Now apply Laplace transfer function. Apply Laplace transfer function and bring it to V naught of S to Vi of S. This is the transfer function. So if you apply Laplace transfer function for this equation, Vi of S equal to I of S into R plus I of S divided by integral means 1 by S into C. Okay, so Vi of S, you can simplify this equation further. R plus 1 by SC. R plus 1 by SC. So from this relation, what we get? V naught of S equal to I of S divided by SC. So from this, say this is equation number 3, equation number 4. Substitute, manipulate this 4 and 3. Substitute 4 in 3, we get Vi of S equal to, instead of I of S, instead of this I of S, you can write V naught of S by SC. So V naught of S by SC. So remaining the same, R plus 1 by SC. Clear? So Va of S equal to, now you manipulate this relation and bring it to this form. So bring it to this form. So what do you get? V of S. Vi of S equal to V naught of S divided by SC. You take LCM for this. So 1 plus, what is here? SRC. 1 plus SRC divided by SC. SC, right? SC, right? So here you can have this equation in the left side. So V naught of S by Vi of S will be equal to, so keeping V naught of S this side, so this thing will go to that side, right? That side, what will get? So SC and the SC think we make some small mistake here. I of s instead of I of s, V naught of s by C. V naught of s by SC. R plus, right. V naught of s R plus okay, good. V naught of s by V of s. You bring this equation to that side. Something wrong. Here, actually, we made a small mistake. What is I of s? I of s is actually I of s equal to V naught of s divided into SC. This is wrong. V naught of s into SC, right? So, V I of s equal to SC V naught of s. Okay, into 1 plus S R C divided by S C. So we can cancel these two, right? So what do you get? So V naught of S divided by V I of S become 1 by 1 plus SRC. This is the transfer function model for the given electrical system. Given electrical system. Okay. So again, we can replace this RC by tau, time constant. So the time constant. What is time constant? Okay. Time constant. Various time constants. When we have RC network, time constant tau equal to RC. When we have RL network, time constant equal to L by R. When we have a mechanical system, tau equal to J by B, moment of inertia by friction. Okay. When a thermal system, when you have a thermal system, time constant equal to M S by UA. MS by UA. M is mass of the sensing portion, thermal sensing portion. S is the specific heat capacity of the sensing portion. The U is overall heat transfer coefficient. A is area of transfer function, area of cross section. Okay. So these are all very important relations, time constant relations in the circuits and mechanical various system. Yeah, various systems. Okay. So when we do the analysis with the nodal method, okay, analysis using nodal method. So first point, the number of nodes equal to number of displacement. Number of nodes equal to number of displacements. Okay. Then consider some additional node as a reference node. Okay, consider some additional node. Consider some additional nodes. Additional nodes as reference node. Okay. Then third step is connect the mass or inertia. Okay, connect the mass or J, moment of inertia, the elements mass between the connecting the principal node and the reference node. Okay, connect the mass J between mass or moment of inertia between the principal node and reference node. Actually, these are all the procedure to model mechanical system, complex mechanical system. So when we do that analysis using nodal method, we have to follow these steps in the mechanical system. Okay. So first, number of nodes equal to number of displacement. Consider additional nodes as a reference node. Connect the mass or J, moment of inertia between the principal node and reference node. Now connect the spring and the dashpot. Okay, spring and connect spring and a damper or dashpot, damper. Okay, damping element between either between the principal node or between the principal node and the reference node, depending on the situation. Connect the spring and the damping element either between connect the spring and the damping element between either principal node and either any two principal node, either between either principal nodes or between principal node and the reference node, depending on the position. Okay, depending on the position. Then obtain the nodal diagram and write the equations. Okay, obtain the nodal diagram and write the differential equations and write the differential equations of each node. Okay, so this is the procedure when we go for nodal methods. Understand or not? Right. Next is mathematical modeling of servo motors. Servo motors. So important points on these servo motors. So how do you classify servo motors? A DC motor and the AC servo. What is servo? What is the difference between an ordinary motor and servo motor? Servo means basically a feedback sensor which has feedback. So a motor with feedback. either position feedback or the velocity feedback. So the motor with feedback called a servo motor. Servo means it closed loop. Okay, it has the closed loop. So it will give the very accurate position as well as velocity applications, position and velocity applications. So there are two types of servo motors, AC servo motor and DC servo motor. AC servo motor, DC servo motor. Again, DC servo motor can be of two types. This is a very famous armature controlled DC motor. Armature controlled, then field controlled DC motor. Armature controlled and DC controlled. First, we see how the DC motor is used for controlling the position as well as velocity applications using armature, right? So armature control. So first is armature controlled DC motor. So what is the armature controlled DC motor? Keeping field constant. There are two types. Actually, DC motor consists of a field as well as a armature. So say this is field. So field is marked as F1, F2. Armature is marked as A1 and A2. So please remember the armature resistance RA is almost ideally 0, practically less than 1 or 2 ohms, 1 ohm. So armature resistance of the DC motor is very, very small. Okay, very, very small. So field. So when we control the motor position as well as velocity using the armature current or armature voltage, then keeping the field, this field constant. So field current constant, IF equal to constant. So let us draw the diagram, brief diagram for modeling. Field voltage. So field current is keeping 0 or constant. RF. So inductance of field inductance and field resistance. So here armature. So the equivalent circuit in the armature side is RA plus LA plus LA. Okay. So shaft is armature is connected with the shaft. Okay, shaft. So the shaft has connecting shaft has a moment of inertia. Okay, so this armature rotating with the velocity, the position theta and velocity omega. The torque, the mechanical torque is Tm. This all comes in the shaft. This is all the parameter related with the mechanical system. So whereas this IA is a electrical system. So basically DC motor is a electromechanical system. Okay. So we are controlling the motor speed using armature voltage. So this is the input, which is the output, either omega or theta, either omega or theta. These two are the output from the motor. What? It depends on our application, whether we want to derive speed or position. Speed or position. Clear? Speed or position. So IA is rotating here. So first let us write the equations. So how to model this armature control DC motor? First identify the system. So the system is electromechanical system. So when we consider electro and mechanical, there will be a balance condition. What is the balance condition? The electrical torque equivalent to mechanical torque. That is the equivalent at the equilibrium position, equilibrium condition, electrical torque equal to mechanical. So first, after identifying the system, what are the laws governing the system? Very basic. Electrical system governs with the Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's loop. First, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay. So here the armature current is rotating here. So IA. So what is VA according to this loop? What is VA? VA voltage VA equal to what is VA? So IA RA plus LA DIA by DT. So equation number 1. So anything else in this circuit? This is the equation for electrical system. So one more thing is here. So in the armature, there will be a back EMF. So in here, there will be a back EMF exists in the armature system. So what is back EMF? That back EMF helps to the motor to start. So when you apply the armature voltage, the back EMF opposes. So back EMF opposes the applied armature voltage, So what is the back EMF? EB depends on KB omega. Okay, it depends on the speed. So the when the armature is at rest, so the back EMF is 0. The moment the motor starts rotating, there will be a back EMF. So KB into omega. Omega is the angular velocity. KB is the back EMF constant. Back EMF constant. So what is this can be written as KB d theta by dt. D theta by dt. So this is about the electrical relations. What about the mechanical relations? So here electrical torque. What is the one more electrical equation is there? What is the electrical torque? Actually, electrical torque in a DC motor is proportional to the current, right? Electrical motor. So electrical torque is proportional to current, armature current. So can have a KT times or KE times IA. So this is equation number 3. K times IA. Because the electrical torque is proportional to the IA. This torque equation is applicable to shunt DC motor. Whereas the series DC motor, you can also note this, series DC motor, the electrical torque is proportional to squares of the current. Okay, squares of the current in series motor. In shunt motor, the electrical shunt motor, the electrical torque is proportional to current. So electrical torque equal to proportionality constant, Ke into I. So K into I. This is about these three relations. So VA, EB, then electrical torque. So in the mechanical side, when we go for mechanical side, here mechanical side, what is J? So J is the moment of inertia, which is when it rotates, there will be a torque in the developing system. Okay, torque. So Tm equal to T suffix M equal to J into d square theta by dt square plus B d theta by dt. Okay, there is no spring. Okay, there is no spring here in this equation. So we no need to put okay, only this. We can also write this Tm as J d omega by dt plus B omega. So the equation number 4. So this is equation number 5. Okay. So 5 and 6. Now, as I told you earlier, so VA. So the total voltage applied, actually this VA is the voltage rise applied here. The EB is opposing the VA. So what is the net voltage applied across this side? VA minus EB. Okay, the balance condition creates in this loop, in the armature circuit loop. So VA minus EB back EMF equal to the IA RA plus LA DIA by dt. Okay, so that equation is modified as VA minus EB. Why we add here this back EMF opposes the VA. So what is EB? EB is nothing but KB times omega. KB times omega or KB into d theta by dt. Okay. So one more thing. Here you apply, you substitute instead of EB, you substitute KB d theta by dt. D theta by dt. So VA minus KB d theta by dt equal to IA RA plus LA DIA by dt. Now apply Laplace transfer function for this system. Laplace transfer function for the entire system. You will be getting the relation. Okay, relation. So what do you get? VA of S. VA of S minus EB of S equal to IA of S RA plus S LA IA of S. From this relation, we can take IA of S as a common term. So remaining is RA plus S LA. This is equal to VA of S minus EB of S. So as I already explained, under equilibrium condition, the mechanical torque equal to electrical torque. So what is electrical torque? KE IA equal to, what is mechanical torque? J d square theta by dt square plus B d theta by dt, right? D theta by dt. Now apply Laplace transfer function to this equation. We will get IA of S into KE equal to S square J theta of S plus SB theta of S. So from this relation, what is IA of S? IA of S, S square. Here also you can take theta as a common term plus SB theta of S. See equation number 6. Okay, we already have one expression for IA. So what is IA of S? IA of S equal to, what is IA of S equal to VA of S minus EB of S divided by RA plus SLA. So this is equation number 7. Equation number 7. What do we get here? So both are IA of S. So when we equate these two, we will be getting a balance relation. So between the theta of S and omega of S, KE by K. So what do we get? Between theta and VA of S, the back EMF of S into, sorry, I missed here, back EMF of EB equal to KB into S, right? KB into S. So here instead of this IA of S, instead of this IA of S, we can replace this S square, J S square plus J S square plus BS equal to VA of S minus, instead of EB, we can write as KB SKB theta of S, am I right? Divided by, because EB of S equal to EB equal to KB d theta by dt. So if you apply Laplace transfer function for this equation, so EB of S becomes d theta S into theta of S. So S KB theta of S we will be getting. So instead of EB of S, we can replace S KB of S into theta of S. Okay, S theta of S. So this here also theta of S divided by, what is in the denominator? RA plus SLA. So RA plus SLA. So you bring this term to this side again. So what will get? Theta of S equal to VA of S minus S KB theta of S divided by s square. You can take s square j plus sb RA plus SLA. Okay, RA plus SLA. So, RA plus SLA. Right. Now, we can form loop. In this denominator, we can make some alterations. What are the alterations? Theta of S equal to V of S minus S KB theta of S divided by we can take S as a common term for this factor. So S into Sj plus B. Here are A plus SLA. Okay. Here again we can take B as a common term, or you can keep positives. So using this relation, we can make a feedback loop. What is the feedback loop? VA minus EB of S. Okay, VA minus. So this one factor VA minus EB of S equal to this factor into this, right? So we can draw the block diagram for this equation. So the armature voltage is applied plus minus okay. I think one small mistake I made here. So K is right. We missed this K here. You see, missed this electrical constant here. So you bring this IA of S equal to this should go to the denominator. Okay, so that Ke should come here. So Ke in the numerator. So here we should include that Ke here. Ke electrical torque. Correct. Please correct it. Ke. So Ke. Understand? So when we draw this, the Ke by S into B plus SL SJ RA plus SLA. So the output is theta of S, right? So theta of S. So input is armature voltage VA. This is the feedback. So error between VA and EB. So negative feedback. So this value is applied here. So VA minus EB. So what is EB? EB is nothing but S into what is EB? EB equal to, you know that EB equal to KB S theta of S. So EB equal to S times KB into theta of S. Theta of S here, you see we are taking theta from here. So what is the gain here? S into KB. KB is the feedback coefficient. So this is the block diagram representation of armature control DC motor. When we give the armature voltage input, the angular position. So angular position as output. Okay, the same, similar to this, we can also represent the, suppose if you want to represent same thing in terms of angular velocity, the representation is same system gain, because system is constant. So KE divided by S into B plus SJ. Similarly, RA plus SLA. Now, actually, how to get omega from this theta? So, angular, from the angular position, how can we get omega? What is the relation between omega and theta? Omega equal to d theta by dt. D theta by dt. So omega of S equal to S into theta of S. So if you want to replace theta, so what is theta of S? Omega S divided by S. So instead of theta of S, we are going to substitute. So we can replace theta of S by means of omega S by S. So here you see this relation theta of S, we need to put 1 by S here. So 1 by S. So we can remove this 1 by S from this block. So that 1 by S I am going to do it as mentioned separately. Forget about this. So 1 by S into theta of S. Okay. So now this relation is as usual. Okay. So here S into KB. Remaining things are same. Plus minus V. Am I right? So this integrated 1 by S is removed, and I represented in, I mentioned separately. Now we have to get the output in terms of angular velocity omega. In that case, this 1 by S and theta of S. So 1 by S and theta of S removed. So this S is also removed because 1 by S is here removed. So the relation between VA of S and the relation between omega of S KE B plus SJ RA plus SLA. Now, can you tell me what will be the feedback path? Just KB alone, because here already we removed 1 by S. So 1 by S into S becomes only KB. Understand? So VA armature voltage, this is EB. So what is EB in this case? EB equal to KB into omega. So what is omega? D theta by D. So same thing. So this is the relation between VA and angular velocity. Now let us see the inner the forward path gain transfer function of the motor, armature control DC motor. In that you just take forward path alone, forward path, output is omega of S divided by VA of S. forward path transfer function only. I am taking only forward paths. So what do we get? Ke divided by, in the denominator I am taking b as a common term. So what do we get? 1 plus s j by b. Similarly, I am removing RA from this factor. So 1 plus S LA divided by RA. So now you can easily tell me this is an electromechanical system. What is J by B? J by B is mechanical time constant, tau m. What is LA by RA? This is purely RL network. So electrical torque. So this can be written as omega of S divided by VA of S equal to the motor constant Km, that is equal to, so this Ke divided by B and divided by Ra. So I am going to represent Km equal to Ke by BRA. So Km is BRA. So this can be simply write as 1 plus S tau m, 1 plus S tau e. So this is the transfer function, forward path transfer function model for the armature control DC motor. Armature control DC motor, right? Similarly, you can write field control DC motor. Field control DC motor. Field control DC motor. Okay, so similar to that, what are the various relation here? Armature current is kept constant. Okay, so field current is variable. So we are using field voltage to control the speed of the motor. To control the speed of the motor. So field resistance, field inductance, field current IF, field current IF, field current IF. So here armature resistance, armature inductance. Okay, so this is the shaft which is connected to a coupler whose mass m, but it is just a moment of inertia. So torque omega theta, Ra, La, Ia constant. We are keeping Ia constant. Here IF. So we are controlling the motor by means of field voltage. Okay. So please you do the analysis similar to the armature control DC motor, and get the relations. Very simple. Here, very simple relations. What is the relation between theta and the theta of the motor, position of the motor and VF? Very simple. The relation between please remember this relation between VF and the theta of S. Okay, so output is theta of S to input is V of S equal to KF divided by S into RF plus SLF. Same relations. S into JM plus BM. S into J and B. So this is the transfer function between uh, position and the input voltage. So similarly, what will be the relation we will be getting? Relation between omega of S and VF of S. Right? VF of S. You can easily tell now. So the omega of S divided by VF of S equal to, we have to remove 1 by S term in the previous part. Okay, so from here we can remove this S term. So 1 by S of theta, you will get the, so what is here, KE or KF, whatever you can have. So KE divided by J Sj plus B. Similarly, RA plus SL. So this is the relation, transfer function between angular velocity and the field. So the dynamic equations, the various dynamic equations, what are the various dynamic equations? What are the dynamic equation one can write here? So here VF equal to IF RF plus LF dIF by dt. Okay, df if by dt. What is the dynamic equation here? T equal to J d square theta by dt square plus B theta by dt. Okay, d theta by dt. So what is the, this is the mechanical torque. What is the electrical torque? T equal to IF KF. IF KF. This is the mechanical. So remaining things same, but here since IA is constant, there won't be any back EMF. No back EMF term in this field controlled DC motor. Okay, field controlled DC motor. So these are all important relations, right? Important relations. Again, we can, similar to the previous motor control system, we can take a KB as a common term. This is KE. We can remove, we can take a B as a common term, 1 plus S J by B. Similarly, RA as a common term, 1 plus S LA by RA. All right. So this KE by B into RA, KE by B RA. I'm going to take it as motor constant. So omega of S divided by V of S equal to Km divided by 1 plus S J by B, 1 plus S LA by RA. Right. So this J by B is again, you know that so very well. So mechanical torque, mechanical time constant. This LA by RA, electrical time constant. So this is about the two types of DC servo motor. One is armature control, and one is field control servo motors. Okay. Next is two-phase servo motor. So we are going to just recall the relations, dynamic equations only. Two-phase servo motor. Okay. What is two-phase servo motor? Clear? So it has two windings. So since it has two phase, two windings, control winding and reference winding. So this is control winding. Control winding. So we can have it as LC. This is the input voltage, controlled input voltage, VC. Controlled voltage, VC of T. Okay. So as a rotor is connected to the system which has shaft with mass M. When it is making movement, it becomes moment of inertia. So torque will be developed, say mechanical torque. So theta and omega. Understand? So another winding is reference winding. Reference winding is here. Reference winding. So this winding is called reference winding. So the output is theta, input is VC. So what is the relation between VC, input and output? Very simple. So the dynamic relations I will tell you. So what is similar to the previous thing, the mechanical torque equal to J, okay, J into d square theta by dt square plus B into here B into control voltage, right? B into d theta by dt. Okay, so this also equal to in the translational time domain, it will be equal to m into d theta by ntt. So this dm equal to j into d omega by dt plus b omega. So these two are the relation, the mechanical relations. Okay, dynamic equations of the two-phase servo motor. So the relation between VC and the so if you apply Laplace transfer function for this, it will become actually this is B into d theta by d. Here this one more equation is there. The electrical torque, the motion, that is T also a mechanical torque equal to mass into d theta by, that is mass into angular velocity plus k times control voltage. So this the where sorry this you can have it a small m. So T, the mechanical torque also equal to small m d theta by dt plus some constant times control voltage. So what is m? What is m? M is nothing but the slope of the speed torque curve, characteristic curve. Slope T naught by omega naught. So this is nothing but slope of the torque speed characteristic curve. Okay, whereas K equal to T naught by Vc, T naught by control voltage. So K equal to T naught by Vc. So T naught is called stalling torque. So where T naught equal to stalling torque, stalling torque, stalling torque. Omega naught is no load speed. Omega naught equal to no load speed. Just to remember this relation, that's enough for this topic. Okay. Next is generators. So what are the dynamic equations in the generators? Generators. So there are two types of generators basically. One is self-excited DC motor, DC generator, and separately excited DC generator. Okay. Also, you have the relations between these two. So basically, self-excited, even though the separately excited generator, all are self-excited only. Okay, so all the separate, even though it is separately excited, if you see the OCC characteristics of the generators, whether it is with self-excited or separately excited, the magnetization curve for the generators, excited, self-excited or separately excited. So the initially there won't be any output, right? So even though it is separately excited, there will be a back EMF. There will be a back EMF in the beginning stage. Okay, so back EMF. So this this EMF responsible for excitation. So whether the generator self-excited or separately excited, you can easily realize from the open circuit characteristics or magnetization characteristics of generators. So let us see the separately excited generator with load and without load. Okay, separately excited generator with and without load. So what are generators? Generators are nothing but the voltage. So excited, this field RF, LF, IF. Okay. Output. So what is generators? Input, mechanical force, output, electrical. So output is electrical, input is mechanical. So generators are device which converts from mechanical prime mover motion into electrical output. Electrical. So this is armature, this is output. E, VF, LF, IF. Okay. So what is the relation between the output and the input? Output is voltage E of S. So input is the V of S, field, because excited field. So what is the generator constant divided by RF plus SLF? Yes. See, for all the relations, you follow the previous derivations. So you will be getting this. See, VF is equal to IFRF plus LF DIF by dt. So if you take a Laplace transfer function here, you will be getting a relation. Okay. So output is just only E of S. This into this, the relation. Okay. So the dynamic equations are here, since um, this the E. So E is kg into IF. Kg into IF. The generated EMF, the generator constant into IF. So this is the relation. Okay, E, this is one equation. So, okay, no problem. So write the dynamic equation for this primary side, field side. So VF equal to IF RF plus LF DIF by DT. DIF by DT. So similarly, E equal to this equation number 2, this equation number 1. You apply Laplace transfer function for this. VF of S equal to IF RF plus SLF. Okay. So apply Laplace transfer function for this equation. So what do you get? IF of S equal to E of S divided by kg. So instead of IF of S, you substitute kg by E of S by kg here. You will be getting, here we can write VF of S equal to ES of S, E of S divided by kg into RF plus SLF. So you bring this to, so if you solve this, you will be getting this block diagram. Suppose if the secondary is connected to the load, some load. So what happened to the relation? So if the secondary is connected to the load, what happened to the relation? So separately excited DC generator with load. Just we are going to add load. When we add a load, because the previous circuit there is no load, so there is no load. So open circuit, so current is 0. So I secondary is 0, right? So RF, LF, BF, okay. In the secondary side, the generator, this also separately excited. The armature resistance now present because current is flowing. Then we are connecting the load whose resistance is RL. The armature resistance is RA. So there will be a load current IL. Okay. The voltage output is VL. So VL, this is IL. The open circuit voltage is E. Open circuit voltage is E. So what is the relation between VF and IF? Okay, VL and VF. Again, previous relations. The relation between the load voltage and the excited voltage VF, equal to VF equal to V L equal to E minus RA IL. E minus RA IL. So what is IL? IL equal to VL by RL. EL by RL. So these are all the dynamic relations. The block diagram representation of the separately excited DC generator with load is kg generator constant and the load resistance divided by excitation side SLF, okay, plus RL plus RA, secondary load resistances RA plus RL. So this is the relation between output is VL of S, input is VF of S. This is the block diagram representation for separately excited DC generator, Okay, so important points. The servo mechanism is electromechanical. The servo important points here. A servo mechanism is an electromechanical device. If the servo mechanism is an electromechanical device, now electromechanical system whose input is electrical voltage and output is mechanical position. So input is electrical voltage, excitation, electrical voltage, and the output is mechanical position. The field control DC motor is used for low power application. The field control DC motor is used for low power applications. While armature control DC motor, is used for high power application. Armature control DC motor used for high power applications. Okay. Similarly, the AC servo motors are always mostly used for low power applications. The torque and speed characteristics is linear for AC servo motor. So the torque, say torque and speed, and the speed. So speed, torque characteristics. The torque and speed characteristics is linear for AC servo motor. So torque, speed characteristics is linear for AC servo motor. Okay, whereas the torque speed characteristic is non-linear for induction motor, general purpose induction motor. For the fast response of servo motor system, the inertia of the torque should be kept minimum. So you see, fast response, say for fast or very quick response, for fast or quick response of the servo mechanism or quick response of the servo motor system, servo motor system, the inertia should be kept minimum. The inertia should be kept minimum. Okay, should be kept minimum or low, minimum. You know why we should keep the inertia as a minimum value? Okay, this is how we can achieve the inertia small by means of reducing the diameter of the shaft and increasing the length of the rotor. Okay, see how to achieve lesser J. Say if you reduce, if you keep the moment of inertia lesser, you will be getting the faster response. You'll be getting the faster. So why do we want to maintain a lesser J? Because to get the faster response of the servo mechanism. So why actually faster means it depends on the moment of inertia, right? J. So why, you know that the time constant, mechanical time constant. So what is time constant? Say it's in your first order system or any system, the time constant is the time taken to reach 63 point. Okay, so when t equal to tau, this will become 63.2% of the steady state settled value. Okay, so what is tau for a mechanical system? J by B. So we may not be able to alter the B value. Okay, so the B means friction coefficient, but we can minimize the moment of inertia. How to? So if we reduce J, the time constant will be less. So less means this will become like this. So very less. So if time constant is less, response time is also less. Understand? So that's why we have to reduce J value. How to reduce J value? Reduce the diameter size. Okay, reduce the diameter size, reducing the diameter of the shaft, rotor diameter, reduce the diameter of rotor and increase the length of the rotor. Increase the length of the rotor. Length of the rotor. So this is the relation between time constant and response time, etc. Right? This is about the servo mechanism. Next topic is tacho generator or tachometer. Okay, tachometer or tacho generator. So it is a speed transducer, tachometer or tacho generator. Sorry. Generator. So it is a speed transducer. It will give the output proportional to either speed or velocity. Okay, the relation between the output and the input. If the input is omega of s, the output is v naught of s. So speed, so tachometer constant. Tachometer constant. Suppose if it is theta between the position and then it will become kt theta of s. So output is v naught of s. So what is a tachometer? Tachometer is a speed transducer which gives the voltage output for the input angular displacement. So it is mostly used in the feedback device. It is a feedback device. Feedback element in the control. Element in the control system. Okay. So the system is the speed tachometer is a speed transducer. Speed transducer used in the feedback element of the control system. In the feedback. So this is about the various mathematical dynamic relations of various motors, generators, and the mechanical system and the electrical system, etc. Right? Thank you very much.